I'm Dave Jensch. Michelle Lee has the night off. Next on your 6 o'clock news, from the William A. Irvin 5K to the annual spaghetti feed. We'll have team coverage of Grandma's 98 live in the middle of the act. A car semi-crash on Woodland Avenue in Duluth sends a woman to the hospital and ties up traffic for hours. We'll have details. And a controversial billboard comes down in Duluth. We'll tell you why. The Channel 6 o'clock news is straight ahead.
Live from Channel 6. You're watching the #1 news at 6 o'clock with Michelle Lee, Dave Jensch, Tom Hansen, and meteorologist George Kessler. Now the Channel 6 o'clock news.
Good evening. Rain or shine, Grandma's Marathon events are in full swing. In fact, the William A. Irvin 5K race is getting underway as we speak. Our team coverage of Grandma's 98 begins with Tom Hansen down at the Irvin starting line. Tom?
Dave, this is the wet team coverage area here as the William A. Irvin 5K is just seconds away from starting. You'll see the runners zip past me here as the 22nd annual Grandma's Marathon weekend gets set right here in the Canal Park area. The Runners Expo is already going on inside, the spaghetti inside, and the William A. 5K is moments away from getting started. $64,500 in prize money up for grabs this weekend. Should be a very interesting race tomorrow morning, but right now for the 5K, it's very, very wet. Coming up in sports, we'll have more on the elite runners in this year's race. We'll talk more about the strategy, but right now it's raining, and the race is supposed to have started by now already, and they're jumping around ready to go here for the William A. Irvin 5K. Moments away from the start of the 22nd annual Grandma's Marathon. They're chanting, the runners are chanting, the fans are chanting, let's go, let's go, let's go. If we can hang on a couple more seconds, we'll see the start, but they haven't started the start here for the William A. Irvin 5K. So a big weekend planned, and we'll tell you more about it later in the show. Dave?
Thanks, Tom. They're apparently on a different clock than we are. Well, now there are many activities underway in Canal Park and inside the deck. More than 12,000 runners from all across the globe are picking up their packets. The Health and Fitness Expo and the Spaghetti Dinner are in full swim. Let's continue our team coverage with Adam May, who is inside the deck out of the rain. Adam, I bet it smells like spaghetti.
Well, that's right, Dave. It does. You know, I feel bad for Tom standing out there in the rain, but I'm happy to be in here. I'm surrounded by 2 tons of spaghetti. Now, someone told me that that's enough spaghetti if end to end it would stretch all the way across the country. I don't know if that's true or not, and I don't know if it will be true after everyone gets done eating down here. There are more than 6,500 people expected to take part in the spaghetti. Take a look at the line. This line is so long it stretches halfway around Pioneer Hall. Hundreds of people are in line right now waiting to get spaghetti. It's $7 per adult, and it's $4 for children. It's all you can eat, and all the leftover spaghetti is going to the Union Gospel Mission to help out those people down here. Now, this is kind of reminiscent of the state fair. There's lots of people, there's lots of crowds, lots of lines, and lots of good food, and there's also little bags that everyone's carrying. That's because the Health and Fitness Expo is going on. That's next door in the arena. Over there, they have 65 different exhibitors down there with everything from sunglasses to health food, and also the racers are checking in over there. This year, there are more than 12,000 people taking part in the race. So, Dave, there are activities going on all night long. This dinner goes on until 9 o'clock. The expo goes on until 10. And even if you're not running in the marathon, but you want to take part in the action, you can come on down. If you can't come down tonight and you want to join the biggest party in the Northland, of course, that's happening tomorrow over in Canal Park. The race starts up in 2 Harbors at about 7:30, and the people should start finishing crossing the finish line probably about 10 o'clock or so. And they got Tent City set up over there. They're going to have live music and lots of food, and of course the beer gardens, and that'll be going on all night. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Adam. Of course, Adam will be at the start of the race tomorrow when we continue coverage of Grandma's Marathon with a special edition of Top Line News at 10. By the way, the 5K still hasn't started, but with this big marathon weekend comes a number of road closings. So plan ahead if you normally use these roads. Starting tomorrow morning at 5, Scenic Highway 61 between Duluth and 2 Harbors will be closed. London Road closes at 6:30 a.m. And by the way, I understand the William A. Irvin 5K is actually underway right now. There we go. You can see the start of the race happening right now. Now, this is right along in front of the William A. Irvin between Pioneer Hall and the Irvin. And there's a good shot of the runners taking off right there with a little bit of drizzle. But, hey, you know, it cools you off. By the way, the parts of Superior Street from 12th Avenue East to 5th Avenue West will be shut down tomorrow. And at 7 o'clock, Canal Park Drive, Harbor Drive, and Lake Place Drive will close until the big Grandma's Marathon is over. And of course, there'll be no parking on the race course tomorrow at any point along the race course. So keep that in mind. It's, as every year, there are a lot of potential traffic tie-ups. Well, thousands of runners and tourists are driving into Duluth this weekend with one of the first things they're seeing, a sign that's creating quite a stir. Grand Slam Restaurant put up a billboard that promotes the business, but Justin Akery reports that some are concerned it may be promoting violence at the same time.
I drove by and I thought I'd read it wrong. I thought, I can't imagine somebody put something like this up. And the second time I went by it, I saw what he was attempting to do, and it's wrong.
Duluth Mayor Gary Doty is talking about this sign put up by Grand Slam Restaurant. It says, "Beat your kids" in large print, and in smaller print, "or let them win at Castleview Golf." Grand Slam owner Jack Peterson says he's just trying to promote his business.
What we had asked the billboard company for was something that would portray the family playing miniature golf together. That's all we wanted to do, was get the family to play together.
What he got was a public outcry. Doty says the ad is sending the wrong message to tourists as well as local residents.
You know, we have thousands of more people in Duluth because of the league convention being held during Grandma's Marathon. But it's not just that. It's that plus the fact that it sends the wrong message to everybody day by day as they pass that sign.
Frank Jewell of Menace Peacemakers agrees. He says it's a play on words that shouldn't be used in a community focusing on nonviolence.
It obviously is in one of the main spots that is going to be seen by people coming into Duluth. It's a terrible kind of advertisement for Duluth.
Peterson says he doesn't think the sign is out of line, but he and the billboard company decided to change it this afternoon. Now, instead of "beat," it says "treat your kids." The change should get the message out that Peterson says he intended in the first place.
We didn't mean to offend anybody, and all we're trying to do is encourage the family to play miniature golf together.
In Duluth, Justin Akery, Channel 6 News.
Mayor Doty says a League of Minnesota Cities event that was held at Grand Slam this week would have been canceled if he'd known about this billboard in advance. Well, in crime news tonight, 2 men are behind bars following an armed robbery attempt at a Superior gas station this morning. The suspects were holding the clerk at gunpoint when police arrived at the Catlin Avenue spur. The clerk got out safely and police arrested an 18-year-old and a 32-year-old on the scene. Investigators expect to recover all the money and merchandise, and charges are pending. A Superior woman faces felony charges in connection with the beating of a girl in a city park Tuesday afternoon. 18-year-old Shayla Cheever is charged with physical abuse of a child and child enticement. Cheever and 5 female juveniles are accused of beating a 12-year-old girl at the park at 18th and Oaks. The victim has been treated for bruises, cuts, and broken bones in her nose and face. In response to the violence, the Superior Summer Playground program at the park will be temporarily moved to Wade Bowl. A Parks and Rec bus will pick up kids at the park and take them to Wade Bowl and return them in the afternoon to avoid inconveniences. The program may be returned to the park when police wrap up their investigation. Police in Duluth are investigating a car semi-crash that injured one woman on Woodland Avenue today. Witnesses say the victim pulled out from College Street into the path of an Ace Hardware truck. The car was wrecked so badly, crews had to use the jaws of life to get the woman out. An ambulance transported the woman to St. Luke's. No word yet on her condition. The truck driver was not injured. An investigation continues into the cause of a truck bicycle accident that claimed the life of a 6-year-old boy Monday. The Minnesota State Patrol inspected the Zenith Kramer garbage truck involved in Monday's crash and turned their findings over to the Duluth police investigators searching for the cause of that fatal accident. So far, no tickets have been issued to the driver of the truck. Meanwhile, a memorial fund has been set up to help the family of the victim, 6-year-old Paul Rutka. Donations are being collected at the Norwest Bank Miller Hill Mall office on Haynes Road. Memorials will be accepted at any Norwest Bank. Well, coming up next, we'll take you back out to the middle of the Grandma's 98 action in Canal Park. And meteorologist George Kessler has a peek at the forecast. George?
David, it's certainly raining out there, but I'll tell you what, it's probably going to be ending by race time. Complete details of that forecast when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
George's Garden is built and maintained by the London Road Garden Center. For more information, log on to our website at www.kbjr.com.
It came on us without warning.
Good afternoon, I'm Michelle Lee. Parts of the Northland are under a tornado warning as we speak.
And when the danger became real,
this is the time to hit the basement, seek shelter now.
You knew where to turn for the latest and most accurate information.
If there's any additional information, I'm going to go and find it.
When it comes to severe weather, there's only one team to watch. one team that stays on top of the news. Channel 6 News.
This year, give the perfect Father's Day present from Scandinavian Designs and save big. Choose from a variety of fine wool Dale sweaters in many colors and styles, all 20% off. Dad will be sitting pretty in a new comfortable leather chair for home or office, now 20% off. Plus, Scandinavian Designs has unique gift ideas for the outdoorsman and the collector. Even something for you. Located at 724 East Superior Street and the Stone Ridge Mall. Scandinavian Designs has the gift Dad will love.
Here's the keys. Enjoy yourself, folks.
You mean you're just going to give us this car for free?
And you mean we can test drive this for 30 days with no obligation?
Absolutely.
Things like this never happen, or do they? Right now, Dresden Communications is offering free installation and 30 days free service of our most popular package, Preferred Basic. You get 60 channels of entertainment, news, sports, movies, and exclusive original programming. We're so confident you'll like your test drive, you'll wonder what you did without it.
Big rig looks and magnum power are real bonuses for Dodge Ram owners. But we'd like to show you a few more, like a low $214 a month lease. Or choose 2.9 financing, which could save you more than $1,500 over 36 months. Plus, select customers get a Dodge owner's bonus of $500 cash back, which means you could save up to $2,000. Now that's a bonus you can bank on, but only for a limited time. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
This summer, Frazier's on twice a week, Tuesday and now Sunday.
It's once.
Out of the pipe,
Twice. Two times the Frazier.
I found a ring in your father's underwear drawer.
What on earth would leave a ring around his underwear drawer? Tuesdays and Sundays, too.
What do you think of me now?
Meteorologist George Kessler's forecast can be heard weekday afternoons on KKCB B105 FM and WEBC 560 AM.
We were just commenting during the break that we can hear the rain drumming down on the roof. This is a healthy band of rainfall moving through. Fortunately, I've not heard any rumbles of thunder, which is good news for those folks who are out running. And you know what? The rain is probably going to continue just long enough for you to finish the race. There was another band behind it, but it's at this point paving itself. Hasn't really formed up yet. High temperature so far today, 69 degrees, low of 55. Normals of 72 and 49. There are your records at 95 and 34. Temperature now down to 63. The rainfall has pushed it somewhat. Winds out of south at 15, gusting to 24. There's your pressure. Humidity, not surprisingly, is quite high, 87%, and that's going to be a repetitive theme over the course of the weekend. Take a look, weather watcher numbers. To the north, a little more sunshine. Temperatures at least have perked up somewhat. 72 for Dave Angier and Cook, 71 Sharon Anderson over Neely. And I have to say a big hello to Jill Mapia, our weather watcher up in Thunder Bay. North of the border, 64 degrees there. 68 down in Bayfield, 73. Ruth O'Brien and Herbster, 64. John Howland in Hackensack. And one of my favorites, the mystery weather watcher doing mysterious things with 70 degrees around Sawyer. Across the entire world, this is another one of my favorite maps. It's Friday, so I thought I'd just cut loose and inflict some of my favorite stuff on you. Now, I'm going to put this into motion. Remember, it goes highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows across the country. We have one of our little warm spells right here. Just watch in Texas. Now, I'll put my big head in the way. Over Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas, we're doing all right. Think, oh, hey, that's big heat. It's hot down there. But when you compare it to the rest of the world, look at this. Africa, the northern part of it, which is about the same size as the continental U.S., their temperatures are all above about 90 or 100. And surprisingly enough, along the Volga, temperatures are well over 100 degrees out there by, well, it's not Stalingrad anymore. I can't remember what it is. Volgograd, I think is what they're calling it these days. Anyway, Hotgrad. They've been really seeing the temperatures cruise way up there. Part of those global temperature patterns that we've seen change somewhat because of El Nino. It'll be changing again because of La Nina. You'll be hearing a lot about that later on this summer. Satellite picture in motion. There's the center of the storm system that gave us all that rain yesterday. In fact, up in Grand Rapids, Dave Young has picked up an additional 1.5 inches rain since midnight. That means he's had over 4 inches since the storm began. And just look at this pattern. It's what you'd expect maybe in April. Certainly not in June. Big old storm got itself on its side, rolling the precipitation down through the Red River Valley of the north. They've had too much flooding reported around Fargo. Meanwhile, well to the south, the other end, again, arcing all the way around the last trailing bits of the storm system creating very heavy weather in South Carolina and Georgia earlier this afternoon. Again, here's the local radar. The one batch of rain is now moving up the North Shore. Next batch, though, is cruising right over Duluth and Superior. Third batch is just racing for it. It's getting involved with this one, so I'm not expecting another band to form. Meanwhile, out to the west, the heavy and consistent rains around Bemidji. You want a marathon forecast? Here it is. At the start of the race, some fog is possible right down there around the water. Temperatures in the 50s, but the humidity will really be pretty extreme. By the end of the race, up into the 70s. Now, for people who go really fast, won't be in the 70s yet, but you are going to feel that. I'll tell you what, folks, with the humidity up the way it is, it'll even seem like summertime. Quick look at the maps in motion. By Saturday, here comes a second storm system knocking on our doorstep. On into Sunday, you might see a break, just some scattered, isolated storms for Father's Day. The details for the overnight hours, temperatures mainly in the 50s. Watch out, some of those downpours could reduce your visibility if you have some driving to do this evening. For tomorrow, afternoon storms. The start of the race in the 50s, end of the race up in the 70s with that murkiness, not probably going to be the most conducive. Now, I know, David, you're fond of running, certainly more fond than I am. Isolated storms on Sunday for Father's Day. Temperatures a notch or two cooler, not a big deal. Southwesterly winds will probably import that warm air all the way down to the lake levels. In the 5-day forecast, the rain pattern.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've already had almost 5 inches. In fact, with these downpours, I'm pretty sure we've already had 5 inches of rain so far this month.
Wow.
And it's only, what, the 18th or 19th?
Catching up.
You're catching up, passing, and then going on some.
Okay. Thanks, George.
Yep.
Well, the big event this weekend may be the marathon, but at the College of St. Scholastica, well, there's a smaller spectator sport going on. For the past 6 years, duck watching has been a summer tradition in this courtyard. Keep the fox away. The female mallard and her week-old ducklings are the talk of the campus. The Benedictine sisters feed the ducks and even put in a pool for them to practice their water skills. A little skiing going on there. By the end of the summer, each of these youngsters will be just big enough to take part in the marathon flight south for the winter. Well, Canal Park is the place to be tonight for Grandma's 98 action. Let's check in with Tom Hansen at the William A. Irvin 5K. Tom?
Dave, we are now officially 12 minutes, 41 seconds into the race, awaiting the winner of this year's 1998 William A. Irvin 5K. Will happen momentarily. We'll have more on this race today in sports and some weather to talk about when we come back. Dave?
Flashing, I guess, like a little kid. We'll be back right after this.
Call the Channel 6 Weather Center forecast hotline at 727-0000. Brought to you by Channel 6.
It's your own little world. You're way up high, so you can see everything. It has lots of places to hide your treasures. It's roomy. It's cozy, with space for all your favorite things and your favorite people. It makes you feel like you're part of a club. Dodge Caravan. It's like a treehouse for grown-ups. Get a pair of Infinity home speakers when you buy or lease an Infinity-equipped Caravan.
Want a mower that's fast and fun? You need Snapper's new Yard Cruiser. Designed right, the Yard Cruiser's joystick control allows you to point and go with super responsive zero-turn steering, with easy access, superior visibility, and a pivoting frame that glides over the contours of your lawn, cutting your mowing time virtually in half.
Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it.
Get your Snapper at Northwestern Small Engine and the shop.
You're watching the Channel 6 6 o'clock news, Greater Minnesota's best newscast for an unprecedented 4th year in a row. Closed captioning provided by Schneiderman's.
Taco John's would like to remind you that it's crunch time. Introducing Taco John's crunchy new Festiva salads, tangy char-grilled chicken, and tasty seasoned beef.
There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John's.
Want a bite?
It's crunch time, Burger Boy.
Sit-ups, salads, dude. Both.
With a comprehensive cardiac team of over 300 people, we perform more heart procedures than anyone else in the region, giving people a fresh start on a productive life. SMDC Regional Heart Center. There is a difference.
We're talking savings. Right now, lease a full-size extended cab 4x4 for just $329 a month.
We're talking Chevrolet.
Channel 6 News is produced with help from our friends at WDSE, Channel 8, on the University of Minnesota Duluth campus. KBJR business offices are currently located at U.S. Bank Place in downtown Duluth.
NBC Thursdays. In times of need,
You are my angels.
miracles do happen. ER, NBC Thursdays.
Well, the running excitement continues down in the Canal Park area. Let's rejoin Tom Hansen at the deck for tonight's sports. Tom.
Dave, the finishers have already started to come in here at the William A. Irvin 5K, and of course this is the weekend everybody looks forward to. They've worked so hard all season long to train for this event, for the marathon or the half marathon or the 5K. How'd you do today, sir?
Like 10th. I didn't get
10th?
a number though, I had to pull out.
Well, congratulations, it was a great race. A little wet though, right?
Oh, got a lot.
That's all right, yeah. Anyway, as you can see, they're coming in here. We're having a lot of fun out here. It doesn't matter what place, if you finish 1st or 10th, we'll interview you here today. Winning time right around 15 minutes. In the men's marathon race tomorrow, two-time defending champion Patrick Maturi will not be back to defend his title. He's out with an injury and is not 100% and thus did not want to run tomorrow. Fellow Kenyan runner Sam Nagacha will be taking his place, and this will be his first Grandma's Marathon. Nagacha is on the comeback trail.
Last year, I kind of decided to train a little bit, come back slowly, and things are working very well.
I think they had a good field, and I think it's like anybody has the chance to win, whatever his age.
This year, there's no world championships. It's pretty much, as far as international competition, there's not a lot going on. And I decided to run a track season this year as opposed to road racing. And kind of to conclude my season, I thought Grandma's would be a good finale. Give me about a month off after this and then start training for the fall season.
A couple of the guys I run with said that they were coming here, and Gary Bjorklund recommended it, so here I am.
Now on the women's race on that side of things, Yubov Klothkov from the Ukraine was seated #1. Again, Yubov Klothko, and she did not make the trip. Her visa was denied coming from the Ukraine. Grandma's has served as a national qualifier for women's races before. Many of these runners hope to make an Olympic trials qualifying time tomorrow.
I just want to try to get my Olympic trials qualifier, so and that's just under 250, so that's pretty much my goal.
My training's been going really well, so I hope to run a fast time and qualify for the Olympic trials at least, and just have a good experience here.
I've been running these marathons for so long, I never know why I have good days and why I don't, so I've come to Duluth and had good days, so I'm thinking maybe that's it. I just got to show up here and it'll happen.
I love this race. This is the first marathon I ever ran. I think we figured out that I did it in 1981 for the first time.
I really enjoy this race. I like the course. I like point to point. The fact that it's kind of rural and peaceful for a good 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the race. I really enjoy that, running out in the country.
Now some familiar names will be taking part in the wheelchair race again this year. Candace Cable is back to defend her title from a season ago. She finished 2nd in 1996 and 1st in 1990. And for the men, Paul Van Winkle will be taking part in his 11th Grandma's Marathon. He has 8 first-place finishes. Eric Neitzel placed 2nd last year and is back. Kenneth Carnes, another former winner, is also registered. It's day 2 of the U.S. Open Golf Tournament at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. NBC will carry the tournament throughout. Payne Stewart held the lead after the opening round today. He opened with 3 more birdies. Here on number 3, the long putt drops. Counting yesterday, he had 6 straight birdies. He was 7 under par at that point, but on the next hole, the 4th, he took a bogey. So back to reality for Payne Stewart. Ernie Els, last year's winner, his 2nd shot on 8 from the fairway, and it drops for an eagle. Many golfers still on the course. Amateur Matt Cooker is 1 under after 2 rounds. Jeff Maggart was 1 under today and 2 under for the tournament after 36 holes. NBC will have carry round 3 tomorrow. 4th and final round will be Sunday. In notes tonight, the Dukes open a 3-game series in Winnipeg tonight. The Twins face the White Sox in Major League Baseball. The Brewers will host Pittsburgh. Racing tonight in Superior, and Grand Rapids has been canceled. And Dave, the runners are continuing to come here at the William A. Irvin 5K. The winners Bib number 423 for the men is the men's winner. Bib number 541 for the women is the women's winner. So congratulations to those. It's a big weekend. Lots of events already underway, including the running events here, the William A. Irvin 5K, of course the half marathon tomorrow morning, and also the 26.2 mile race from Two Harbors down here to Canal Park. Dave, it's raining now, but hopefully it'll be a little better conditions for the marathon tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Tom. Enjoy the evening, and we'll be right back.
I feel very secure driving my Chevrolet Blazer. It has a great front suspension that when you're driving, you feel like you're in control. When you go to pass, the Vortec engine has a lot of power to overtake that car and pass it safely and get out of the way.
Now, lease a new Chevy Blazer 4x4 for just $299 a month at your Chevrolet dealer.
There's no comparison.
We're talking Chevrolet.
It all comes in this convenient package. The most complete coverage of what you want to know and didn't expect to know. With more exciting places to go and people to see. It has the strength to move you and the insight to make you think. Moreover, it has the energy to do it all again tomorrow. Duluth News Tribune. The moment you read it, you know.
Get on track for fast cash and a 1998 Harley Fat Boy as Black Bear Casino gears up for one of the hottest promotions of the summer. The first 3 Saturdays in June, Black Bear will be giving away cash prizes totaling $13,000 to 13 winners. On Saturday, June 27th, Black Bear is giving away a 1998 Harley-Davidson FLSTF Anniversary Edition. Qualify any one of 7 ways for these terrific drawings. You must be present to win. Black Bear Casino and Hotel, 20 minutes south of Duluth on I-35.
Do you wear glasses or contacts? Ever think what more you could do if you didn't?
Without glasses, I think I'd really enjoy...
If I didn't have to wear contacts, I could...
If you don't like wearing glasses or contacts, maybe you don't have to. Attend a free seminar to find out if your vision can be corrected by the cool light of a laser beam. The Northern Refractive Surgery Center. All we do is help people enjoy life, free of glasses and contact lenses.
15 years ago, a big wheel came to town.
Hey, that was great. Can I get a deal on 1,000 of them?
Let's try out the jet skis tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, bigger cash and prizes. Take a spin.
Let's take another look out at the 5K as people are starting to finish while George gives us his final forecast.
Sloshing across the line down there.
Well, there's a few of them left. There's one.
There are 1 or 2. Well, I imagine if I were running that thing, I'd be coming in sometime after dark. It's the rain's going to be letting up, so if anybody wants to go down there and join the festivities at Canal Park, it shouldn't be too wet for too long, maybe another hour's worth of rain. A quick look at the race start forecast. Looks like temperatures in the 50s, but humidities will be high, maybe even a little fog right along the lake. But by the time the race finishes, temperatures climbing into the 70s, humidity will linger.
Thanks, George, and thank you for joining us. See you back here again for Top Line News at 10.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, located in the heart of downtown Duluth.